In another drill progression, we practice the drop shot. Hit the ball from the middle of the court on the fly. I teach a fairly low backswing with the arm parallel to the floor. To practice the shot, initially, ideally there is no movement used to be fully able to concentrate on the mechanics. The contact point is slightly to the back if you play a drop shot from the middle. The extension of the forearm or the follow through helps giving the ball direction and make it more consistent. Next, drop the ball and hit a drop shot. Have students prepare their racket prior to swinging to not be rushed. Practice hitting your drop shots off both the left and the right leg, and then start adding a little movement to the ball by throwing the ball onto the closest sidewall. Throwing the ball onto the sidewall and then hit it is a great way to teach students not to get too close to the ball. Most players throw the ball way too hard and are forced to back up. Then introduce the squash cannon with some easy feats with the cannon positioned in the front of the court. Using the squash cannon allows a coach to get the racket in the desired position to hit a drop shot. I teach a flat short swing to hit a drop shot. A good help to work on the swing is to have the racket already in the desired position prior to swinging, and then move on to having the racket ready in front to have to prepare it together with the step to the ball. Next, you would start adding some movement to these easy feeds. Players should practice to hit the drop shots on both their left and the right leg. An open stance is often used when there's less time available. Then start using more difficult movements like we see here with students having to back up to hit a drop shot. The goal for this progression is for students to be able to use the desired stroke mechanics under more and more pressure. Players need to keep their upper body stable while hitting the drop shot. When hitting a drop shot off a loose rail as shown, it is very important that players create a lot of space to force their opponent a longer path to cover the drop shot. I like to see players backing up towards the middle. Rather than moving backwards towards the back wall. The next progression is to hit a drop shot off a post. It's even more difficult to maintain good technique with a ball coming off the opposite sidewall and having to move to the ball. For this type of drop shot, I would definitely work on using a close stance. I think it's easier to hide your intention if you use a close stance.